Let's get to the most important bag, which is the mailbag. You can email info@davidpakman.com. On Fridays, we will feature some, but not nearly all. I mean, listen, we get thousands of messages a week. We will feature some of the messages that come in. Info@davidpakman.com. Compliments welcome, of course. Questions prioritized. Criticisms received. And then trolling more or less ignored, but not always. Let's start with the first message. This one is from Ben, and it is about George Soros. Ben says, "Hello, David. Is it true that you are being funded by George Soros? I have heard that in South Korea, my country, George Soros and an international Jewish cabal are trying to destroy the country by funding mass immigration and low birth rates in order to achieve world domination. Is this true?" You know, it's not true. And there's a couple things going on here. First of all, George Soros is 92 years old. I think that at this point, even if at one point he had his heart set on global domination through low birth rates and all these different things that take decades, if not longer, to do, I think at this point he's probably done with that plan. He is now 92 years old. And most importantly, no, I am not funded by George Soros. Not funded by George Soros. Not funded by the DNC. Not funded by whoever you think we're funded by. I'm funded by people in the audience, probably not like Ben, but people in the audience who value what we do and choose to support it. Paul wrote in and says, "Your stated opinion in past episodes on YouTube was that you were doubtful Trump would ever be prosecuted for the crimes he's committed. In light of recent events at various court proceedings, and particularly the stealing of classified information, have you now revised your opinion? Thank you." I have. And as I've said before, I would love to be wrong on this. I now believe that Donald Trump is likely to be indicted and not likely to serve even a single day behind bars. That's my current opinion. And as many of you might know, if you watch the show at all regularly, I revise my opinions as information becomes available. And I think that that's a great thing to do. It's something that should be encouraged. And I now believe Trump will be indicted, no prison time. Curious to hear from you, your thoughts. Paul wrote in about student loan forgiveness. Paul says, "David, I know many see the student loan relief as a good thing, but I see problems with it. I will say that I'm happy that it seems well targeted, only $10,000 to people earning under $125,000. My issue with it is that it's a Band-Aid and it sets a precedent. It may help people with debt now, but it won't convince next year's students to think twice before taking out large loans that they can't afford, and we'll be right back in the same place. People will be clamoring for another round of student loan relief in 5 years. Younger siblings will say, my older sister got relief. Now it's my turn. This can't become an ongoing expectation. Wouldn't this money be better spent trying to make education more affordable for future and current students rather than forgiving loans for people who already agreed to pay them off, forgiving the interest so the debt doesn't keep growing, but keeping the principal is also a great idea that I've heard others mention. Curious to hear your thoughts. Good show." Yeah, I've addressed this. The student loan debt relief won't do anything to put downward pressure on the price of college and university and higher education. And we need to do that. The system is broken. The system is broken. I was calculating the other day, if prices continue increasing over the next 18 years, by the time my daughter would go to college, the college that my girlfriend went to would cost $206,000 a year, right? So you're talking like $850K for 4 years. Is that possible, or does that sound like something's broken? So absolutely something needs to change. And just a sprinkling of student loan debt relief isn't going to do it. And so this is two different problems. It's one problem. The system is broken, but there's two different parts to it. Existing debt and doing something about the cost of college. What Joe Biden does something about existing debt. It doesn't deal with the cost of college. We need, at minimum, free community college. If tons of people who would go to a 4-year school and take on 4 years of debt say, hey, you know what? I'll do my first 2 years for free at community college. If that happens, demand for the 4-year schools will go down. And those schools will have to, if they want to increase the number of people who are interested and willing to go, they're going to have to decrease prices. It's one idea, and there's many others. Another idea, which is controversial to some, is make it more difficult to get the loans. If it's more difficult to just get a loan for $400K to go wherever you want for whatever degree, if it becomes more difficult, that would put downward pressure. So I'm with you 100%, Paul. This doesn't deal with the second issue. It only deals with the debt, and we need to be dealing with both. Clint wrote in about Hillary Clinton. I don't know what the hell Clint's talking about here. Maybe you can help me figure it out. Clint writes, David, I follow you and listen to you regularly. I have to tell you, Hillary's not running in 2024. I never said she was. I worked for her campaign in 2008 and 2016. The majority of her staff, myself included, are positioning ourselves for Pete Buttigieg. You can correct me if I'm wrong. If you're going to say anything about Hillary, at least speak positive. Well, listen, Clint, I will sometimes say positive things about Hillary, and sometimes I will say negative things about Hillary. I will say whatever I want about Hillary on the show. But in terms of she's not running and speak positive, I don't know what you're talking about, Clint. I never said Hillary was running. I did do a story a couple of months ago indicating that there are high-level Democratic Party people talking about Hillary running again. I didn't say it was former, lower-level staff or anything like that. But Clint, maybe the message was meant for someone else. I don't know. But we'll see if we can figure out about it. Chris wrote in and asked, is losing better? David, do you think it may be becoming a Republican strategy to lose just enough elections to not have a majority power in the Senate, but still have enough seats to filibuster major legislation? And this could apply to the White House in 2024 as well. My point is, they seem to enjoy being able to criticize everything Democrats do, and they don't really have any policies to speak of. Mitch McConnell always talks about his main objective is to win elections, but maybe not. What do you think? Well, I've addressed this in a very specific way, which is Republicans in 2024 want to make the case that Biden should be replaced with a Republican because he didn't get anything done. And so Republicans want to ensure that Biden and Democrats don't get anything done. And a great way to do that is to have divided Congress, Democrats controlling the Senate and Republicans controlling the House. It's a great way for, in the lead up to the 24 election, Republicans to be able to say, look, they've had the White House for 4 years. They've had the Senate for 4 years. And when's the last time they got anything done? And of course, there would be that 2-year stretch where nothing gets done because Republicans control the House. So I don't know about the bigger picture, Chris, of just never get anything done. But I think in the immediate, that's exactly their goal with Joe Biden and Democrats over the next 2 years. Terry wrote in and said, you messaged me and I'm going to keep doing this for as long as I have to. Terry said, David, I was watching your YouTube show last night and I got 2 messages that appeared to be from you. It was WhatsApp and it said, write me. I don't use WhatsApp. I've never tweeted and I certainly have never Instagram crackered anything. Keep on rocking, brother. Yeah. So listen, I am not trying to DM or WhatsApp anybody in the audience. Okay. There are rampant scammers on our YouTube channel and they will put my face. Imagine that, this face, they put my face as their profile image and they respond to people in the comments and they say, hey, I'd love to chat with you directly. Please WhatsApp me, DM me here, this, that, the other thing. And it's a scam. They want to steal your money. Okay. We report them to YouTube as fast as we can. You can report them to YouTube, say that they are impersonating me, and YouTube will ban them, but it's like whack-a-mole, okay? So I'm not trying to contact anyone. The only time I am in touch with viewers is when they call in when we take calls, all right? So not me. Don't fall for it. Jeffrey asks, should we leave the country? This is a sad situation. Jeffrey says, I've been concerned for a while now that if an autocrat is elected in 24, it may be time to really consider leaving the U.S. and moving to a country that has a stable democracy. Through my work, I could get a visa in a Scandinavian country, and or my wife has dual citizenship in Australia. I think it's important for my children to live in a safe, free country, and I'm concerned we could be seeing the end of such a country here in the U.S. Leaving the country has always seemed like a drastic step to me, but it seems it's becoming more of a reality. What do you think? Well, every time this comes up, people get mad at me and they say, David, you're dripping with privilege when you talk about this. It is a reality that I was born in Argentina. So if I needed to go to another country, I could go back to Argentina. And by the way, if you look at the economic situation and who's in power right now down there, it's no dream to be down there. Okay. But it's something. All right. As an individual of the Jewish persuasion, who was it that said that? I don't remember. Anyway, I'm Jewish. I could go through a process. I believe it takes a year or two to get citizenship in Israel. And yes, because my family is originally from Western Europe and fled right before the Holocaust, Poland has a program where I could request citizenship because my grandfather was from Poland. I'm working on it. I still don't have the documents I need to do that. So yeah, I'm working on a backup plan for sure. Now, am I in this I'm moving to Canada if DeSantis wins in 24? No. First of all, it's really hard to move to Canada. I don't know how many of you have looked into it. But no, I'm not saying that. But what I would say, Jeffrey, is you are going to do what is best for your family. And so I would have the plan in place. Why not? Give yourself options. And then if the time should come, you can avail yourself of those options. What else can I say? Noah wrote in and said, David, do you think Donald Trump will be indicted and sentenced for the rest of his life? No, I don't. I do believe at this point, increasingly, that it is likely Trump will be indicted. I don't think Trump's going to do a single day behind bars. Opening that one up to the rest of you. If you believe Trump is going to do prison time, any at all, write in info@davidpakman.com, leave a YouTube comment, send a tweet, leave a Facebook message, respond to me on Troth Central, whatever. I don't believe he will do a single day. We have a great bonus show for you today. You can sign up for the bonus show by becoming a member at joinpakman.com.
Oh, the bonus show where you want to make money. Everybody else that makes money to fund themselves is bad.
Yeah. All right. Joinpakman.com. You can use the coupon code BIGVOTING22 to get a discount. And I will either see you on the bonus show or once we return from the Labor Day long weekend.